Okay, I'm making this video because it's really important for women to know a few things. Wizard Liz is an example of this. If you don't know, she's an influencer who is going through a legal battle with her ex-partner who now has their son, and she hasn't seen their son in a while because she's out of the country for visa issues, and she's just not getting along with him, and there are a few legal issues. So there are many lessons from what she's going through and things that I've experienced that I want to share with you and that I've learned. So here we go. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, but I have gone through my own lawsuits and I have been successful. Mainly because I was in a car accident, I was hit by a drunk driver, and yeah, there are a few things. One of the things you need to look at as a woman is the dynamic you grew up with your mom and the dynamic with your dad. Were you a people pleaser? Were you constantly trying to figure out their emotions? How was your dynamic with them? There's a lot of attachment styles which you can look up. There's like secure, anxious. There's a few styles. Look and see which style you are and try to help fix that. Fix any issues from your childhood. The way you can do this is by first recognizing them, journaling it out, talking to a therapist. It's really important to heal yourself, heal that inner child, talk to your inner child, tell that inner child what you would have wanted to hear at that age so you can reparent yourself. Because you don't want to repeat any toxic patterns or patterns that don't serve you with friendships, work relationships, and romantic relationships. You want to evolve, grow, that's why you're here. The first step is to recognize what those are and then see how you can modify or change them. What can you do differently? How can you think about a situation differently? How can you act differently? Remember, a belief is a thought more than once. Again, a belief is a thought more than once. That's why it's also very important to pick your thoughts, because those things become beliefs. And also what you surround yourself with is super important. That includes music you listen to, TV shows you watch, the friends you talk to, the social media content you consume. All of that affects your subconscious and conscious mind. So be very conscious of that. Pick accordingly. And when you're picking a partner, whether it's man, woman, non-binary, whoever it is, observe them. Observe them for a while. And don't rush into anything. Especially as women, we get connected very easily with oxytocin. It's a hormone that's released when you do sexual activities with someone. So if you can, try to hold off for at least a few months and observe the person. See how they are. That will save you a lot of heartache in the long run. Just observing, seeing how they are with their friends, how they are with you, how they are to a waiter, how they are with their family. It's very important to observe them and see how they're like. Before you get into any kind of relationship, know what you want out of a partner. Write it down. What is most important to you? Write at least 5 non-negotiable qualities that are make or break that you need to have in a partner. What I tell most women and what I've observed with most women is that we can be good for a lot of guys or a lot of partners, but they are not necessarily good for us. You need to see someone who's complimenting you. Who do you like best? What do you want in a partner? You have the list. So those are a few things on how to pick a partner, how to see, suss them out, see if they're legit, how they are. You want to look underneath the hood a little bit. Obviously, you Google them, see what's out there on social media. That's also very important. You want someone with similar values to you, and also whose family has similar values or won't give you a super hard time. Yeah. That you'll see with time, and just observe. It's all information you take in, you observe, and then you decide what to do with that information. Okay, when things go sour or you're going through any legal issues, I got some advice for you. So again, not a lawyer, but I've been through my fair share of lawsuits, things like that. Yeah. When things are contentious or you don't trust someone, record the conversations. Record it. So record it on your phone or on your laptop. So before DJing and diving a lot more into self-development, I was an elementary school teacher. And in schools, they would always tell us, cover your ass, record everything. In schools and talking to parents, you can't necessarily voice record, especially with minors. I just think it's best not to do that. But you have a journal where you write the interactions. You write the date, you write what happened, who said what, you write it down. So it's recorded that same day. The memory's faulty and we might not remember certain things. In whatever journal or book, you write what happened. So what you saw, what you heard, what happened. Okay? If you are going through any legal issues, write it down. Write it down with a pen and paper in a book. If you are having meetings with people who are over 18, record it on your phone. In most places, it's legal to record as long as you are part of the conversation and you are not being forced to record against your will. These recordings will save you. If there are text messages, take screenshots. Instagram messages, social media, whatever it is, take screenshots. Make a folder for them. Wherever you store these files, I suggest you either put it on the cloud if you're comfortable with that, or put it on a couple of hard drives. You want to have multiple copies. And the way you can organize this is by having like folder A. Folder A is maybe a certain incident that happened. And then in the folder you have A.1, and that might be a recording. A.2 might be a transcript of the recording. There are many apps that can do transcripts of the recording. A.2 might be pictures that you have. A.3 might be another picture. It's so important to stay organized, especially when it comes to anything legal. So have every folder be a specific incident or proof, and have all your proof there. So recordings, transcripts, pictures, videos, medical reports, all of that. You can also have a summary document, which is a timeline of everything that happened. You have the subtitles, which are the date and location, then what happened. Have a summary of everything. One lawyer I worked with told me, okay, great, you used to be a teacher. Speak in these summaries like you're talking to a third grader, maybe fifth grader at the max. What is the simplest way that someone can understand something? Because a lot of lawyers sometimes don't even read things. Paralegals, judges, whatever, they're super busy. They need to understand something very quickly. So in the summaries, make sure everything is very understandable, and then you have the details in the evidence. So this summary you can also divide in two documents. You can have one that's a summary of what happened, and then another document can be the actual timeline. Date, incident, location, summary of that. Date, incident, location, summary of that. In those summaries and under those headlines, you can make reference to the evidence that you've put in those folders. Your lawyer will probably reorganize it in a way that works for them and their legal document, so don't worry about that. But as long as you are organized, you cover yourself, it will save you so much trouble in the long run, trust me. And the truth is always on your side. If you record everything, the truth is on your side. Also important to know, in legal proceedings, they take so long. Literally, it takes so long. Document everything. Make sure you're organized with the evidence and the summaries. Have a good lawyer that is experienced, that is so important, and that you trust. And don't post anything on social media or talk to people about the case or what's going on. So you can talk to a therapist or a trusted family member or friend if you have a really trusted friend. But in general, the other side, whoever it is having these issues with you, whether it's a company, a significant other, they can pay people who are your friends and like, oh, if you give me this information, I'll give you this amount of money. So be extremely careful with who you tell your business and information to. Do not post it on social media. It can bite you in the ass later. Be very conscious of what you post when you are going through a lawsuit. Also, it depends on the nature of the lawsuit, but just be very mindful of what you post online. Something that can be helpful for your morale and just your sanity is to find things that help you relax and center yourself. That can be a sport, meditation, yoga, exercising, dancing, reading, singing, going for a walk, talking to a therapist, lying on the grass, facing the sun. Find ways that can help you relax and just calm and center yourself. Something else that's helpful is to write yourself a very encouraging, loving, uplifting letter. So anytime you are feeling down, you can go back to that letter and remind yourself of what a badass you are and how amazing you are and that you can get through this. You can also create another letter if you want of how you will feel at the end when all of this is resolved. Write that letter too. So remind yourself of the end goal and what you're doing all of this for. I just went over a lot of things regarding relationships and legal issues. Let me know if you have any questions or even if you have any suggestions on things that have helped you and that can help other people. Put them in the comments. I would love to hear them and read them, and let's all grow together. Thank you.